Hello everybody! I'm so excited. I finally get on the YouTube and talk to you all. I'm so excited. It's been a long time. It's been over a month. But like I told you in the last video, I am trying to pay off some bills so I can go to nursing school. So that's why I haven't been on here. But I did, while I was working my 2 jobs, in between, I took time to do a project that my mother and my sister are all doing at the same time. So let me give you some backstory. So around this time of year, we started out, just me and my sister, and we would give each other a gift of $5. And it had to be no more than $5. And you had to, whoever had the most items would win. I mean, they wouldn't win it. We wouldn't win anything, but it was just, you know, just trying to see who could do it. Who could do the biggest gift for $5 or less. So that's where the way it started out. Then it went to Mom thought it was a cool idea. She wanted to be a part of it, so that was great. All 3 of us started doing it, and then it's just kind of changed over the years. So this past year we did it, and I've been suggesting the last couple years to do something crafty, and they really didn't want to do it, and so I guess I complained enough that this year they allowed me to pick out what we were going to do. So I chose to make junk journals, and so I had mailed them a letter because everybody lives kind of far away, a little bit far away, not too horrible. But so this is my letter. I had it all drawn out, lots of details, as you can see. And so the requirements were, you're making a junk journal and you need to fill a lunch bag. So, and it has to be $5 for the junk journal and $5 for the lunch bag. It all has to have a theme. It has to be 80% trash, so you couldn't buy a whole lot of new stuff. It had to be trash, pretty much. 10% of it could be old stuff, preferably over 10 years, but I know that that's hard to come by sometimes. And then 10% was whatever else, that you could buy whatever you wanted. So now how we're going to determine who actually did those percentages, I don't think it's going to matter. We're going to get ready. We're actually going to do the exchange tonight. So and then what I wanted everybody to put in their bag was anything else. So, and but it had to go with the theme of the junk journal. So I went from a little tiny project about this big to one that's massive. This junk journal is humongous. I made it into a faith journal because I love making faith journals with a twist, I guess you could say. So let me reveal what I've got, and I'll explain to you how I made it. So I kind of went with a steampunk look, and as you can see, there are some charms on here. I did buy those, so that's one part of the 10%. This is old. I found this. It was on a I don't know if you can see. This round part here was on a necklace, and I took it off and I put it on here. And how I got these things attached on here is with little teeny tiny brads, but a teeny tiny brad. So I used those to put around here to attach this ring. I'm sorry for the shadows, guys. And I used wire to hook this up, this key. Let me get closer so you can see. As you can see right there is a good, you can tell right there. And then the rest of this section is all cardboard. This here, get closer, that is just junky plastic, and under that is some wooden cogs that I found at Hobby Lobby, and I painted them different metallic colors. And how I got the corrugated part underneath there is I just ripped the top layer of the cardboard off, and then I put this frame around each one that I ripped off. So it looks like it's in, like you can see inside, is kind of the effect that I was trying to go with. So the outside, I kind of messed this up, but you know, the theme that I went with was steampunk. Never done steampunk before, but it's very intriguing to me, so I thought I would try and give it a go. So what I did here was I used bottle caps, just regular old bottle caps. I printed out some letters I found on Pinterest, cut them out, put them in there, and I didn't have any of the special clear stuff. I can't think what it's called right now, sorry. So I just used glue. Now I did try to use hot glue, and it was just very, very cloudy, and I didn't like the cloudy look. So I used clear Elmer's glue. So who knows how long this will last. I don't know how long that'll stay in there. But anyways, so then I glued on some cogs. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a gold string that kind of leads you to where the letters are supposed to go. Right here. And so I'm calling this journal Journey. So it is a faith journal, junk journal, with a steampunk theme. It is massive, as you can see. This here is supposed to be fake. It's supposed to look like fake pages, but when you have that with that, obviously you can tell it's not real. But I did my best, and how I did that was just did a bunch of hot glue stripes all the way across, many times, and then I painted over that with white, and then I painted over it again with an antique white. The mustache paper is from Hobby Lobby. It was on clearance for really cheap. I think it was 20 cents a sheet, but I don't remember. Obviously, as I said before, this book was not supposed to be this big. This is massive. Look, compared to my hands, it's a massive book. But I hope whoever gets it enjoys it nonetheless. So let's get into it, and I'll show you what I put into it. So I wanted it to be a mysterious book, and so other than these two things, everything else is in Morse code. So this is some quotes that I found online. In oceans deep, my faith will stand, and then have faith in your journey. Everything had to happen exactly as it did to get you where you're going next. And that one was from Mandy Hale. I'm not sure where that one was. But, so here is a flap, or a flip, or whatever you want to call it, a flip for the Morse code. And I found that on Pinterest too. I printed it out on tea-dyed or coffee-dyed paper that I had. I made the flap out of a scrapbook paper, and then I put washi tape around it. This is cardboard that I had painted with the rose gold metallic paint. This is just some extra coffee-dyed paper for whoever gets this can have more paper if they need it. And so it just tucks in there. And then these images, this paper here, that's actually not paper, that's from a cereal box bag, and I just cut out the bag and I sewed it into the book to be part of it. I wanted it to kind of be like a protective cover over each signature. This is a printout that I found on, or not a printout, a picture I found on Pinterest, I think, and I really liked it. It has to do, so this first signature has to do with time. So everything in this signature is going to do with time. It's going to have the special things inside these little envelopes. So let me show you an envelope. So each envelope has Morse code on it. And the Morse code is actually scripture having to do with time. And I'll put that back on later. So each one of these little envelopes that you see has to do with anything having to do with time. So verses from the Bible. And I just kind of decorated as best I could. I wanted the flap like this so that whoever uses it would be able to use the Morse code as they're trying to decipher, or the key to decipher what the message was. So, and then I had little things that I found from Pinterest that I cut out. Used some washi tape and some stamping. The paper, these brown papers you're seeing, that's actually packaging paper that I got when I ordered something from Amazon or something like that. This paper here is actually a Taco Bell bag. And so each signature also has a key. And so the point of the key is you got to figure out which key will unlock the special spot in the book, and you'll see that here shortly. But there's a little tuck space that goes into the bag. As you can see, it kind of flaps over, and they can write whatever they want on that. Another one of those envelopes, and then I just used old ribbon that I had. People have given me through the years or whatever. I've got a lot of crafts, you guys, so I could use up a whole lot of stuff. It was nice. In between where I had sewn it in, I had the hanging strings, and so I ended up putting charms on the end of the strings. One is the cross and one is a key. And I did that for each signature. Here's another bag, the other side of that bag. And I just put an old map I found that I print. Everything is on coffee dyed or tea dyed paper. So I wanted it to look old. It's kind of where I was going with it. I don't know if I accomplished that, but there's more of the cereal box plastic. This one is the compass, or your direction. And so all of the verses in this one has to do with direction, or where you're going. And so each of these have those verses in there. I found this. I had a scrapbook paper or whatever, and part of that paper had this on there, and so I just had to put this in there. I just thought it was pretty cool. But this here is an envelope, an old envelope that I had tea dyed. Actually, I think it's a junk mail envelope. So this is a flip out. And there's another hidden key. We found another key, so you got to figure out if that key will go to the spot later on that I will show you. Here's another flip out on the other side, and I found some images that they could color if they wanted to color. And that's the end of this signature. this signature is about the key. What is key? So we're unlocking what the key is. So all scripture in these have to do with key. What is key in our lives? What we need to live a righteous life in God, and so on and so forth. Just helpful scriptures on that one. That there is a, I don't know if you can see it, that is an oatmeal package. But it was the same color, and I thought, oh, that's awesome. That would be cool. And then this is a junk mail envelope that I covered with a photocopy of a Bible page. And I ripped it up into little pieces and put it on there. And inside is some more pictures. These are actually old copies of things that didn't copyright. So then on this one I had to kind of draw it some more so that you could see it. But that would have went in the trash. But I saved it for this project. Oh, here's another key and a cross. And so I tried to be as creative with the time that I had. I would really wish to do more, but I didn't have a whole lot of time. So this is the top of something. I can't remember, but it was a piece of trash anyways. And so I covered it with scrapbook paper, and then I put an image I found on Pinterest on that. And then just another scrapbook paper, and then another, if they didn't want to use the flap for that one, you have another Morse code paper there. And then we have this flap, which is part of a bag, and I covered it with scrap paper. And then another key, as you can see. And then on this one we have 2 pieces of paper and an envelope to decode. So now we come to the fake part of the book, and I hand painted this little scene. Hopefully it's okay if you guys can see it. What I was going with was an old fence that had a cross on it. You have the moon, the stars, and the clouds. And then I found this old lock on wish.com. It was free, but you had to pay shipping. I think shipping was like $1 or $2. And then I put little these are the eyelets here that I put on there, but then these are the bracelet rings. Can't remember what they're called, sorry. Okay, so now what I'm going with was Matthew 7:7, I think it is, where it says you have to ask, seek, and knock. So this kind of all has to do with that. And so you get to the gates. You found the place where you need to come in, and now here is the Morse code for part of that verse, I believe is what I put here. So let me get a better image. So this is Morse code for that. I think it says, knock and it shall be open to you, unto you. It is what that says. Sorry, I couldn't remember. That is what that says. So then on this part is the door knocker, and this is an old thing that was on a necklace. It's like a charm or a dangle or whatever, and I hooked it onto a ring, and I put 2 brads right there, and then I did the same thing with ripping off the top layer of cardboard, and I painted that like the rose gold there, and then I did the silver here. So you take this and knock. I don't know, I just thought that was too cute. I'm crazy, I know. And then this was a bead that I had, an old bead, and underneath that, to give it more of a thicker, so you can grab it, is an eyelet, if you can see right there, that I glued on, and then also attached it with wire. So, knock at the door, open it, and you come to the inside, which is, I like to call it the prayer closet of a book. So the first one has to do with prayer, the second one has to do with singing praise to God, and then the third one has to do with Bible study. So each one is just on a magnet, because these are metal or tin or whatever that is. I guess metal. So that's an Altoid box, and I decorated with scrapbook paper and a ribbon. And then on the inside I put little sticky notes so that they could put their prayers in here if they wanted to and give them to God in a way. I don't know if y'all have seen those before, but I actually put Bible verses having to do with prayer on the inside top cover. So there's that one. This one was a white jewelry box, and as you can see, but there's metal on there, which I didn't know, because I was going to put a magnet on the bottom, but I didn't need to. It was stuck to it already. And so I put little tiny pieces of paper or sticky notes there, because this one has to do with song, and I thought, okay, and then all of these are verses having to do with singing and praising God. And so that just wraps up and goes in there. And I thought whoever got this would be able to write down the songbook or hymn book that they use and their songbook page and title on these, and then put it in here. I don't know. That may not work, but it was a thought. And then the third one is Bible study. And the other one, I forgot to tell you. This one I painted with gold and then put an old pearl chain on there that someone had given me. So that's what that one's made of. This one is scrapbook paper, and it was a puzzle from the Dollar Tree, one of those tins, the Frozen. Some of you may know I like Frozen. And then I just put the, what's that called, rickrack? I'm not sure. On that, and then you open this one up, and it has verses on the top here having to do with studying your Bible and things like that. So this is for putting your favorite verses in, and so on and so forth. And then I also had one of these scrap ones that I had made for other journals, and that was just going to be thrown away, and I had tea dyed it, and it got kind of faded. I don't know if you can see, but it's one of those Bible coloring pages, and as you can see, it's not even all there. My printer wasn't printing right, but they get the gist. If they don't want it, they can throw it away. But it was trash, useless junk, but still has meaning, or helpful. It would be helpful to them. So all of these are on magnets. All of these are on magnets, and so they're not going to really move a whole lot in here. And there's still glue in there. They can put pins in here or whatever. They can fill this up. They can take these out if they don't want this in here and put a Bible in there or whatever. But so that's what that is. And then the last thing is the bag that you had to fill up. This, I just used the paint that I had left over from each time that I would work on this book, and I would just wipe it on this bag. As you can see, it's not the prettiest thing, but I thought that would be a good use of that paint so it wouldn't go to waste. So inside the bag I have a magnifying glass, and in a moment you're going to see why I bought a magnifying glass, but I also thought it had meaning with studying the scriptures, and this is like you're a detective and you're trying to find what you need to find, the clues. I also found this on clearance, Faber-Castell colored pencils. I don't know if they're any good. I hope they are, but I got them for $1.24. So I had to use that. So this is a flashlight with Matthew 5:16 on it that says, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven," or which is in heaven. Matthew 5:16. And so I thought that had symbolism to it. So let your light shine. The next thing is the guidebook, which I had painted, and it's actually the Bible. I got this at the Dollar Tree for $1, King James Version, and so this is the reason for the magnifying glass. If y'all can tell, this is probably not even a 3, but you have to use a magnifying glass to see what this is. So I don't know what Dollar Tree is thinking, but you can't even see it hardly through. I mean, you can see it, but man, it's really hard. It's really, really, really small. So that's the purpose for the magnifying glass. And so there's that. And then I have all kinds of scrap paper. Some more ribbons left over, the scrap paper I had left over, and a pen I found at Dollar Tree to go with it. I thought it all kind of went together. And so that is it. So guys, this will probably be the next to last video before I give you a video on school, because I wanted to tell you, I want my next I am going to be doing a video on our first day of school, and the 2 girls that I'm going to be going with, they agreed to have to do a video with me on our first day of school. So I hope you guys will stay tuned for that. First day of school for me will be January 3rd, Thursday. So hopefully I can download that pretty quickly and you all can see that and how our day went and how excited we are, and then when we leave probably how frustrated we are, or however that'll go. Anyways, I'm really excited about it, and so I just wanted to show you this journal and what the exchange gift thing is. It's just something that we do every year now, and we really enjoy it. We usually go to a restaurant and we exchange the gifts with each other, and we just have a great time. So I hope you all are having a great day, a great holiday season, and I hope to do at least one more video before I do a school video, and I hope you all have a good one. Please stay tuned for more crafty happiness. I will see you all next time. Bye.